Hello wonderful people, it's Wild here. Today I'll be showing you how to build a pumpkin cottage. This autumnal build is great for the spooky season or for fall, or if you want to create just a cozy base in your Minecraft world. For a fairly compact build, this pumpkin house has a surprising amount of space, and it looks so cute tucked in and amongst a pumpkin patch, or you could build several to create a whole pumpkin town. Let's get building. The materials you'll need for this build are on your screen now. The amounts of each of the orange concrete powder and wool are specific to the texturizing I've done, but I recommend having a few extra of each on hand just to make it easier when building. Here is the outline for our pumpkin house. You can see it's kind of a circle, but then on the front side of the build we have a rectangle built out for the entryway. You can put in an outline like this one to help you build. We're going to begin our cottage by placing in some posts, and I'm going to be using some barrels for the bases of these posts. So we've got 2 and they're spaced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks apart like this. Then we have some at the back, and then along each of the side walls. So you can see that we go diagonally 1, then across 2, diagonally 1, and the pattern repeats diagonally 1, across 2, 2, diagonally 1. And so we have a circle of posts like this. Now on these corner ones, I'm going to build on top of this 3 high, 1, 2, 3, using some stripped spruce logs. And then on these 3, I'm just going to add 2 logs. Well, I've got the stripped spruce logs, and we're going to add in the front section. So you can see I'm 1 in and 3 out from these 2 posts here, and I'm going to build up 5 high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can see that these 2 posts are 5 blocks apart. I'll connect them up like this, and then I'm going to have a log coming forward and backwards. With that framing in, let's add in some walls. We've got a door on the front here, so I need to leave a gap for that, but I can fill in the rest of this wall, just like this. Coming up to create a gable here, I'm going to build 5 across. In the center, I'm going to use an orange stained glass for the window. I'll build all the way around, and then 2 more in the center. So we've got a nice point like this. Now for either side of the walls for this front section, I'm going to build 3 across and then add a 2 high window. I'll build 2 up on this side and then fill in here, leaving that corner out. For the circular part of the build, let's start by going all the way around the outline here with some smooth sandstone blocks. Then, in the center of each of the 3 white panels, I'm going to add an orange stained glass. Then I'll go up and around and fill in the walls so that the walls are a total of 3 blocks high. Next, I'm going to take some smooth sandstone stairs, and I'll be placing 2 like this to cover over the side of that window. This also rounds off the shape of this section, which mirrors the round shape of the pumpkin that's going to sit on top. We're ready to start building this pumpkin now. We're going to be working layer by layer as it's quite a complex shape with texture added in. I've got some orange concrete, orange wool, some orange concrete powder and orange glass here, and we're just going to get building. I'm going to start with a concrete and then a wool and then a concrete. Now if your texturizing doesn't exactly match mine, that's okay. I'm just trying to shade the pumpkin as I go here to give it a more realistic effect. If you would like to copy along with my shading, you're welcome to slow down the video, and that way you can follow along exactly. So there's our first layer. Before we move on to the next layer, I'm going to dig out all of this floor here. I'm using some of these stripped dark oak logs for my flooring, but you can use whatever you like. If you're building in survival and want to save on resources, some dark oak planks look great here too. So I'm going to have these facing all the same direction so that they look like wide floorboards. You can see I've also dug out this section here where we have our doorway, and I'm almost finished filling in, and we can add the second story. I'm going to have my ladder coming up the side here, like this. I'm then going to place some stairs in around the edges, and I'm wrapping them around like this. So just a bit of the spruce post pokes through, but we're not seeing any of the orange. If you're enjoying today's video and would like to access some benefits like access to a Patreon multi-world server and world downloads, make sure you check out my Patreon. I'd love to have your support and have you join the community. Okay, so we've got this edge in. Now I'll fill in the rest of this floor with some dark oak slabs. There we go, the floor's all in. I've also added in some torches, so let's continue building up the shape of this pumpkin. Once again, I'm going to be adding lots of texture as I go, and I've even got some placeholder blocks here just to help me build the curved shape of the pumpkin. Any kind of temporary block will do here. I've got purple wool, but dirt works fine as well. So you can see the circles getting bigger now, and will continue to get bigger as we go. I've got a window in this level, and I'm going to go ahead and center 2 high windows on each side. Then I'll go back to adding in my pumpkin texture. And here's our next layer. The next layer is where we're going to start curving our pumpkin back in. So I've also got some acacia slabs here, so that way when I'm placing in concrete powder, I don't have to be worried about it falling down. But I will be continuing around this shape, just shading my pumpkin, and we're going for a nice sphere here. Now you can see that I've decided to have the shading on my pumpkin symmetrical, so each side is the same, but if your sides are different, that's totally fine. You've got to remember that pumpkins come from nature, and so every pumpkin's going to be different. You could experiment and create some different coloured pumpkins, perhaps. That would be a really fun way to build a whole pumpkin patch village. So now that I've got this layer in, I'm going to grab these acacia slabs and I'm going to be adding one in each of these corner joins like this. And there for our last one. Now that we've got those in, we can work on the next layer, which is where we're coming in. So I'm starting on top of this acacia slab with my 2 concrete. Of course, we've got to cover up over the top of our window here. And with that layer in, we're going to add in some more slabs. This time I'm going all the way around this circle. You can see as I go, I'm leaving out the section of the pumpkin that lines up with where our gable is, that is because our roof line will be connecting up here. We're taking another look at what we've got so far from the top, and we can get working on our next layer. So I'm going to start down here on top of this acacia slab by adding in another concrete. Then we can start making our way around again. You can see for this layer I'm leaving out this corner and then following along the shape this way. And then I'm kind of building mostly on top of where we've got our slabs as we curve in for this pumpkin top. So I'm going to finish up there for this layer and let's add in our slabs. We've got 2 coming forward like this, and then I'm going to follow around the outline. This time I'm adding in the corner joins like this. I'm also going to go back in and add in some additional slabs. And then I'm going to build 2 in from one side and create a little plus sign like this. You should find that this plus sign is then 2 from each of the sides. There we go. And we're ready to work on the next layer of our pumpkin. For this next layer, I'm going to start by placing in my orange concrete on top of here. So we've got 2, and then I'm going to come back 1. If you have Discord, be sure to join my server, the IceCave. There you can share some pictures of your build and I'd love to see them, and you can join a community of Minecrafters. There we go. I'm also going to go on top of this little plus symbol and add in some wool. And then I can fill in the whole rest of the top of here with some of these acacia slabs, ready for the final layer on the pumpkin. it should look like this from above now. And from the side, you can see the shading that's creating the shape of the pumpkin. To finish off the top of the pumpkin, we're also going to need some oak wood to create the stem. That is the kind where we've got the texture of the bark on all four sides. I'm going to start by placing a little plus like this of the oak wood over the top of here. Then we've got some of this orange concrete powder, some of the orange wool next, and we've got some more of the concrete powder as well. And then all of the rest can be filled in with the orange concrete. So we have a kind of squished circular shape on top of our pumpkin, and we can start adding in some details. The first important detail we add is this little pumpkin stalk. So I'm just building up here with the oak. I'm going to come 2 up in the center and 1 up on the side. Now the spruce goes really well with these oak wood blocks, so we're going to be using that to add some extra dimension and texture here, including some of the spruce trapdoors. Now we're going to be coming 1 forward and up diagonally with a wood like this, and then we'll come up and to the back. Let's add in a few slabs and trapdoors just to finish off this shape. Now we've got ourselves a lovely little pumpkin stalk on our pumpkin house. Now let's work on the roof. I'm going to place in some upside down dark oak stairs to begin with on either side. Then I'm going to come with a layer of stairs. We've got a layer of blocks and stairs on top, another layer of blocks along here, and some stairs on top, and then I'm going to connect up with the layer of blocks again at the very top of here. I'm going to place 1 more block on the end. Then we've got a slab, and I'm going to leave a gap with another slab and a gap with another slab. And I'm going to create a little swoop at the front with a stair and then a slab on top of that. Finally, to finish off the underside of the roof here, I'm going to add in a few stairs. And 2 stripped spruce logs. Finally, to fill in the little gaps here at the side, we're going to be adding in 1 more orange concrete. And our roof is looking beautiful. I'm going to go in with a few of these stripped spruce logs now, just out the top of each of these posts around the sides. And I'm going to go in with my window decorations. So on all these 1 high windows, we've got a slab above and below, and then a lightning rod in the center. And I'll go on either side with a dark oak trapdoor. I like to go ahead and do my slabs and my lightning rods, and then I do all my trapdoors at once at the end. If you don't have access to lightning rods, you're welcome to switch these out for chains or even end rods if you have those, and they add a lovely glow. So we've got these windows in now. Now for these 2 taller windows, we're going to have a similar design, except this time I'm going to make sure the top part of the lightning rod here is at the top and the bottom like this. I'll then have my 2 trapdoors on either side again. To place in these ones, I crouch and go underneath that block. Let's go around to the other side and do the same thing. Got our lightning rods going in first, and we've got our 2 trapdoors here and here, and on the other side underneath like that. I'm going to create this same design on all of the windows on the top part of the pumpkin, once again making sure my lightning rods are facing like this. Trapdoors slipped on that last top story window, and for our very final window we have one just here. For this one I'll add a slab at the bottom, a trapdoor at the top and a lightning rod, and then our trapdoors on either side. Continuing to work on the front here, I'm going to place in 2 stairs and connect them with some spruce trapdoors like this. Then I've got stairs on either side of here with some fences going all the way down to the ground. For the decorations on our door, I've got a barrel on either side and I've got it facing upright like this. Then we've got some fences and I'm going to create a small archway using 2 stairs and a slab. And for the door, I'm going to go with an acacia door. I've also got 5 acacia buttons to bring some orange into the front. I'm going to add a couple of trapdoors. And then I'm going to go to each of the posts on the side here and add a stair and 2 fences. Now we're going to add a little bit of a dark oak accent along here. So I'm going to be placing a stair followed by a stair facing that way. Then I've got 2 slabs on top of each other and then finally a slab under here. So going the other way, we've got our 2 stairs, our 2 slabs, and then our final slab. I'm going to do the same design on each side of this build. I'm going to come up to this right-hand side of the pumpkin here. So I'm at the back right-hand corner and I'm finding this orange concrete block. I'm going to use this as my marker to create a chimney. I'm adding in 2 stairs to begin with. Then we've got some dark oak, another stair, some more stripped dark oak, and I've got some campfires followed by some dark oak trapdoors to finish it off. I'm also going to hang a lantern from this log here, just 1 chain length down, and then I've got some azalea leaves to add in our pumpkin vines. I just want to have these rambling down the side of my pumpkin. I want to have a very natural effect, and I think I'm going to have 3 sets of draping, 1 over here, 1 coming off to this side. Let's see about this. Gonna have this one draping down quite a long way like that. Maybe move this one out that way. There we go. And then I'm gonna have 1 coming down towards more of the back. That way you can see the greenery from every angle and it helps to break up some of the very bright pumpkiny orange. Let's see how that looks. I think that looks great. I'm also gonna add some greenery around the base of the build here. I'm keeping in mind that I've got that greenery there, so I don't want it to clash. And let's take a step back. We're on to some final decorating now. Let's transform this pumpkin. There we go, I've put my beautiful pumpkin house in an equally lovely pumpkin-y setting. I've taken inspiration from this house's pumpkin theme and placed it within a pumpkin patch. And of course, I've got my little scarecrow with his pumpkin face watching over everything. I've used jack-o'-lanterns to provide lighting throughout the whole space. And since this is a nature-inspired build, I've kept my landscaping to a natural theme with lots of bushes and grass. And I've stuck to a simple color palette of my orange with my pumpkin, the brown which I've used for accents, and you can see I've left some of this farmland bare so you can see that brown texture, and the green as well. If you're looking for some more decoration ideas like to create these autumn trees behind me, make sure you check out the tutorials down below. So now you have a super cute pumpkin cottage, perfect for fall or the spooky season. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd really appreciate it if you consider liking and subscribing, and check out my Patreon if you'd like to support me further. I'll see you in another video.